Hey everybody, it's Kelly. I'm jumping on my personal page today instead of my business page because I just felt like um, moms who work need to hear this message. And I titled it this way so that if you struggle with your mom work life balance, you tuned in. So first, let me introduce myself. My name is Kelly. I am a mom of two. Liam is 4, and Micah is going to be 1 at the end of this month. I'm wife to Nathan. I have 2 online businesses. I used to be a school teacher, and I quit about 2 years ago to be at home with my boys. And I have an online fitness business and an online business as a virtual assistant, and I also train other women to work from their homes as well. So I just feel like my personality type is a perfectionist. I like to do things well, like to do things with excellence and put my best foot forward. But it is so hard to be a mom and to have a job, whether you work at home or whether you work outside of the home. Part-time, full-time, it doesn't matter. And I feel like God calls us to both. God calls some of us to work inside the home. He calls some of us just to be in the home with our children, that we know that's a job in itself. And I think he calls some of us to work outside the home and also raise our kids. But it's just hard to balance both because we know that if we're putting 100% into something, we're not putting 100% in elsewhere. And I'm really guilty of putting my online business first in front of my kids. And sometimes it's the other way around and I get it right. But it's just that really hard balance. And I just wanted to hop on to, if you have a job besides being a mom, because we know that is the hardest job in the world. If you're working outside the home, that it's okay if your job doesn't get your best. Even though maybe you like to help people and, that's something that's really on your heart, is to be helpful in your job and to, I know some of you maybe work with kids or you're a school teacher, but it's okay if you don't put 100% forward in that, because at the end of the day, we're responsible for teaching and training our kids. So, and sometimes I feel like I get it right. Like yesterday, I really needed to hop on and do some online work for my business. And Nathan was off, so it was like perfect. I can have him deal with the kids. And the kids were like everywhere. And I was like, this is okay. This is okay. Everything still got done. So what I did, and something I want to encourage you to, is to, things that you can do around your house, involve your kids in that. I decided to overhaul our laundry room, and I made Liam help me. But it's quality time with your kids. You're doing your number one job. You can be a perfectionist and do that right. And also getting stuff done, because I like to get stuff done. So I titled it this because sometimes I just really want to give up with my online business. And sometimes I just want to lay on the couch. And sometimes I just want to phone it in. Or if you work outside the home, you want to just phone it in. But I will tell you, whatever you do, put your best foot forward and know at the end of the day that it's okay to not have it all figured out, because I feel like as women, we're responsible for so much, and so are the men in our lives. But God put a special task on our hearts to raise our kids, and for some of us to work, whether that's in the home, out of the home, to work on top of our job as a mom. So I just want to encourage you to bring your kids along for the work that you do. Explain to them what you do for your job, why you're away from home. Or for me, I explain to them what I do online. And hey, mommy has set times that she works. And then other than that, we can work on the house, or we can make a meal together. The things I love about my job, I love that it's flexible, that I can set my own hours, that I have systems in place so that I can be a better mom, but I still don't get it right sometimes. Right now in our VA training business, we are talking all about how to be how to save your time, I just wrote a blog post on getting more done in under an hour in a day, because we're pulled in so many different directions. And if you have kids that you're driving to practices, or you have adult kids that you're going to visit them, it's still a balance. It's still a balance. And I know I talked to my mom last night and she's like, oh, I haven't talked to you in a couple days. I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. Like, I think we're so hard on ourselves as mom to continue to get it right that we just have to celebrate the wins that God gives us and know that he is helping us raise our kids the right way, because we're not always going to get it right. And there are times that I want to quit my job, but I know that I need that creativeness and I need that to share with other women, to help other women. But if you need like time saver tips or need like, a lot of times I'm like, hey, Liam, we're picking up the yard. Something that I could easily do in like 10 minutes. But with him, it takes me like a half hour. And that drives my personality crazy. But it also helps him learn work ethic. So what can you do when you do have time with your kids? So, and I know like at the end of the day, when I got home from teaching, I would, it was easier for me to pour into Liam them to sit on the ground and play with him. And with him all day now and with the kids all day. And I'm like, just go in the other room. Just go in the other room. Give me 5 minutes. But what can you do with your kids? How can you explain to them what you do for a living, why you do it? Because they're going to encounter all kinds of different moms. They're going to encounter all kinds of different families that work inside the home, outside the home. And so, we in our group, the Kristen and I in the Badass Biz Runners, where we talk about all kinds of business tips, but we also talk about like how to save your time, how to put systems in place in your house so that you're not going crazy, so that when the kids are up from their nap or they are home for the weekend, you're not doing all this other stuff that you could have been doing. Like right now, Micah's trying to take a nap. But I felt called to come on and share. But, how can you bring your kids along in this process? Because we just have to work, whether or not we like it or not. Some of us just do. And whereas I probably don't have to, I like to because I love what I'm doing. It's still a balance. And if you get to the end of the day and you feel like you don't get it right, you didn't get it right, give yourself grace, because you have another day. And kids are forgiving, especially little ones. Invite them into the process. Let them know what you do, why you do it, and that it's all about them. But then, as moms, we do have to show that. We do have to go back and invest in them so that they know that they are the ones that matter. And I get to the end of the day a lot of times and I think, man, Liam asked me to play 3 or 4 times and I didn't do it because I was busy with my job. And the truth is, like, the times that I spend all day with him and I can get to my VA business later, those are the best days. And I feel that, and I know that God is more pleased when I do that, because he still allows the other stuff to happen. So if you're trying to move forward in your business, if you have an online business, or you just really, maybe you love your job, because I really just love to work too. So this is a hard balance for me. I don't always love being a mom. Honesty. I don't always love being the one that is the default parent, if you know what I'm talking about, that always gets like, well, daddy's right there, but I'm always the one that gets called on. Sometimes I love it, but I don't always like it. And that's okay, because we're human. We get it wrong, but sometimes we get it right. And when we get it right, celebrate that, because I don't think we do that enough as women. Celebrate what you do in and out of the home, because that is something you're teaching your children. You're teaching your children, whether you work in the home, out of the home, whether you're just raising them, you're teaching them work ethic. You're teaching them how to be a good person, how to hopefully love the Lord, how to, get along with other kids. So the things that you're doing, even if you don't get it right, get up, do it again the next day, and just be open and honest. Young kids get it. Liam gets it. He's 4 and I still have to explain it to him, but he's like, oh yeah, you help other women, or you online, or he says like he can't say personal trainer. He says like personal I know he can't say his P's, but so if you want more like time-saving tips or how to just balance it all as a mom and as a wife, come into our group. Or if you don't like Facebook groups, we have an email list where I just put out the post about how to get more done in under an hour, where you're like focused and don't have like a million tabs open on your computer, which is what I do and what I have right now. But check us out. We're at the Biz Runners. That's our Facebook page, and then the Badass Biz Runners is our group where we just want to help women figure out this, because we're all just trying to figure it out and survive. But if you don't like your job, I'm right there with you sometimes, and I kind of created my job and I love it. But it's just hard because we don't always get it right. But I want to encourage you, and I want you to know that God sees what you're doing, and he is pleased with what you're doing because he knows the struggle that you're going through at times. So keep on, keep doing what you're doing. Don't feel bad if you have to work. It's okay. Like, God knows, and God is still going to help you raise your kids the right way, and they're going to be just fine. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'll put our link below, but if you want just like time-saving tips, or we're talking about, like sometimes how to meal prep so that you have more time to work, so you're not like, scrambling other times. Or I'm trying to think, we talked about a morning routine, how to set up a morning routine and stick to it. So yeah, check us out at the Biz Runners or the Badass Biz Runners Facebook page. And it's not just for business, it's for anybody that wants to be a better mom and a better working mom. All right, I will talk to you guys soon. I'll put a link below to find us. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.